Oh, we struggle in all aspects of school.
Yeah.
We had PE down. That's about it.
And lunch.
PE and lunch. That has stayed true to form.
Sean Watson, another step back, which I will say a lot of his problem had O-line. 8 sacks.
Yeah.
Good.
He's gonna be back like when Vic came back to the league after the dog hit him.
Yes.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 75 of Benchwarmers Basement Banter. I am Stat Guy, and as you see, I got a special guest here today with me. You've seen him before on the show, but he's back. And you know what that means? He's wearing a golf polo, and that means we're going to talk golf. So before we get into that, make sure to follow all the socials that you see on the page. There we go. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, but they're up top. Make sure to follow us on YouTube and TikTok. We've been getting a lot more views on there, and we're still working on the watch hours, and they keep going up. So that's where we're at with that. But without further ado, we are here. We are going to talk about the majors that's coming up, and we've got the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow in South Carolina or North Carolina. I think
It's in Charlotte.
Charlotte, so it's North Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
All right, so looking at the betting favorites, it's kind of everyone that you'd expect so far. We've got Scotty and Rory as the tied for the favorites, as what I've seen on some sports books. They're like plus 400, and then I think the next best odds is Bryson. So everything I've seen so far on the research I've done about Quail Hollow is they say it is long hitters and consistent ball strikers. So what's your thoughts on what this tournament's going to look like?
You know, I read some mixed reviews of the course conditions and stuff, and
I've heard it's wet.
Wet, yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Is going to be wet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rough's thick.
Yes.
You know, I seen a post that the rough's going to be 5 inches or so. So I mean that ball's going to be sitting down, in the rough pretty good.
Yeah.
So if they're going to have a long second shot into a hole, they're going to be probably clubbing down 1 or 2 clubs, I'm going to assume, to smack one in there. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely going to play up to somebody that can get it close, I think, to the pin. I think that's going to be a big thing. You're not going to get much rollout, so you got to go flag hunting, which a lot of people can do. So I do think that might favor a very good ball striker.
Yeah.
Looking at the last few tournaments, we've got Bryson won on Live in Korea in their last tournament. Scotty won and tied the record for best 72 holes of all time on the PGA Tour in his last tournament. What did Rory finish in the Truist? 7th? I think.
I believe so. Yes.
Sepp Straka won it last week. Justin Thomas finished second in it.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to look on who else was in that top 10. Somebody like Colin Morikawa. That's the wrong one. So that top 10 was Sepp, JT, Lowry, Bridgman, Fleetwood, Cantlay, Cam Young, Yeager, Rory, Berger, Xander Schauffele back in there. So it's kind of everybody's looking, looking to play well coming in this tournament.
Yeah, that was a pretty good top 10 lineup there. I
Yes.
mean, for last week. So hopefully they keep the fire going for this weekend, and I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for maybe Justin Thomas or not Tom. Yeah, Justin
JT,
Thomas,
yeah,
JT. Um, just because I mean, to me, he's long overdue. He's playing better. He might have a go 6 under one round and might lose it the next day on
yes,
previous weeks. I think it was
and
last
he's
month.
yeah he has won lately too. So
Mm-hmm.
he is definitely playing some pretty good golf, and then he plays some shit golf, and then he kind of comes back like you said.
Yeah.
The last
I'm pretty.
tournament that was held at this course was the Wells Fargo in 2024. Rory
Mm-hmm.
won it. Xander got second. Sung J M got fourth or tied, yeah, fourth I think, and like
Mm-hmm.
Max, and he tied with like Jason Day and a few other people. So they're kind of thinking. Everyone that I've seen has either picked Scotty, Rory, or Bryson. Like
Yeah.
everybody that I've seen. I think
I'm pretty sure JT won here in 2017. Uh, from this article I'm reading here, it says that the PGA Championship was there in 17, and
so.
JT won.
They have the Wells Fargo Championship there every year. It looks like 23. Wyndham Clark won it. Schauffele got second. Rory's run won here a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, JT won in 2017. He was right about that. So, but Rory's won here a few times. Max Homa also plays very good here. But I do think I just have a feeling that this might be Scotty. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that if Rogers was here with us, he'd say, "Well, he won that tournament, but he wasn't playing against anybody." But
Yeah.
also, I don't think it mattered who was playing against him that weekend. I don't. Nobody was touching that man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he tied a 72 hole record for a reason, and he
Yep.
bogeyed 17, or he would have had the record.
Yep. Yep.
I think
Yeah, I
he's
think Scotty's going to be the one that's going to be the one to chase, this weekend.
yeah
He's just in a different mindset.
yeah. It seems like he found his zone again since his little. He didn't even play well at the Masters, still top five. So
Yep.
he's going to be involved. That much is
Mm-hmm.
pretty well guaranteed. But
Yep.
after that last performance, I know it was like a home golf course or whatever, but I mean, it's his ball striking, and it's going to take a lot of birdies, I think, to win this. And
Mm-hmm.
he's he's going to get it so close. I think that his putting's not going to matter, especially if it's wet and he can stick the greens. If he can do
Yeah.
that, he can chase the flags, and he can really put up a low score.
Yeah. Maybe he needs to go do another video with Grant Horvat.
That might be. He did. He also. I don't know if you've seen the picture I sent in the group chat. He showed up for this first practice day in orange.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
didn't see that yet.
Yes, he did.
Oh my
So
goodness.
he's
That's
poking.
crazy. It's already been a year
It's
since
a
the.
year to the date. We are recording this
Yep.
on the 14th Wednesday, and it's a year to the date of him being hauled off to jail in Louisville, Kentucky, for the same tournament. And he showed up wearing orange. So Scotty with a little bit of a fun jab there on this
Yep.
day that
Prison.
I really enjoyed seeing that. I think it's Scotty's to lose. If I was putting money, I would probably put it on him just for the points mentioned. But I do
Mm-hmm.
think now the first day we do have Rory, Xander, and Scotty playing together. So the PGA pretty well said, well, we may not show Bryson, but we're going to show you this freaking trio, and that's all you're going to want to watch.
Yeah. And that's for Thursday, Friday, right?
Thursday, Friday, yes. Yep, I think
Yeah.
they tee off at like 2 on Thursday and then like 8 on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a heck of a featured group there.
Yes, those are the last 3 major winners.
Mm-hmm.
All right, maybe not. Scotty's only won the Masters, so I guess not the last 3, but 3 of the last, like,
Yeah.
in a year's time, 3 of 4 major winners there. 2 Masters, and
Mm-hmm.
then Xander with his 2 that he ended up getting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a fun group to watch for sure. Who else do you think has a pretty good chance to win this?
Last year Bryson came in second,
Mm-hmm.
behind Xander by one shot. So, he did play well there at the Masters. I think it was
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
Masters.
he was
But
in the final pair, and he kind of fell off a little bit at the end
Sunday,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
So
But
hopefully, knowing him as analytical and scientific as he is, he's probably already figured out what he needs to fix. So maybe he
yeah,
comes out
well, like I said,
hot and
he
heavy.
won the last live tournament in Korea, and
Yeah.
that normally he doesn't win those. Normally he's kind of figuring it out, so he may have figured something out pretty good. I know it's
Hmm.
not the same field or whatever, but his coach has been quoted that he never they're always practicing stuff on live for the majors. Is how he kind of views everything.
Hmm.
Bryson's not
Yeah.
come out and said that, but his coach has.
Yeah. Yeah. So I could see him coming out hot and heavy, and Thursday, Friday coming into the weekend. So
They said this course is going to play long,
long.
and he's the longest guy there is. Rory's right there
Mm,
behind him. They've got that advantage over Scotty, but Scotty still hits it very long.
yeah, he does.
And Scotty's
Yeah.
got the advantage of he can pretty well hit the ball where he wants to once he gets it on the green.
Hmm.
So I think that's going to be interesting for sure. I do think Rory has a pretty good chance too, but he might be falling off a little bit.
Hmm.
But I don't know how much we can put on that truest on that. I still think, I think
Yeah.
he's going to be involved for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I was seeing some people saying that the winning score there on Sunday is going to be close to par. So I'm kind of curious about that. You don't hardly ever see that too often.
So I pulled up
Be,
golf.com and their predictions. We got Scotty, Bryson, Rory, Scotty,
hmm.
Rory, Bryson, Scotty.
Yeah.
So 7 people, 3 Scotties, 2 Rorys, 2 Brysons
Hmm.
to win it out of 7 people
Yeah.
on golf.com. I kind of would tend to agree, but Xander playing better I
True.
think he's going to be a factor here too.
Hmm. 100%.
I think he might be finally healed up from his rib injury that he had.
Mm-hmm.
He played well in the Truest, and he's played well at this course before. So I definitely think Xander's somebody to look out for.
Yeah.
He's so consistent. Another guy, Colin Morikawa.
Yeah.
Also,
He's not
long, but he's a good ball striker. He's got
very,
that.
yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
pure with that.
Hmm.
Some people probably say he's probably behind Scotty on that on the tour, second best.
Hmm.
So those are kind of the favorites, I would say, the people to look out to. I also think JT's in there as well for sure with the way he's been playing. He might come out and just blitz him.
Yeah. He very well could.
He very well could.
Yeah.
But Scotty can too, as we've seen. But I mean, he's kind of been that way all year. It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Very, very odd. Who do you have as a sleeper pick?
I read an article the other day that someone had Patrick Reed as a sleeper. And I don't know if I agree with that one. Um, yeah, I kind of laughed at that one. I don't see it happening, but
Maybe it's because he played well at the Masters.
yeah, maybe could be. I don't know.
I've seen Russell
Maybe,
Henry, Russell Henley.
yeah.
Oh, you lagged a little
Hmm.
bit, but there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen Russell Henley. I keep saying Henry, but Henley. He's kind of been on a top 10 trail here, where he's just kind of getting top 10s the whole time. So maybe don't place a bet. Maybe if you're betting for it, bet him to place top 10. Be a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying Max Homa because he plays really well at this
Yeah.
course. He's not
That's
played
what I was gonna say.
Max. Yeah, that's kind of who I'm thinking as a pretty good sleeper. He could even come up and win this thing. He's won here before. Now the Golf Channel on Sirius was talking about how this is not going to be the regular event that's here because of the way that it's playing so long. So I'm guessing they must have the tees moved way back for this
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
But I do think Max, he played pretty well at the Masters, kind of out of nowhere, and I think he got top 10 in the Masters. So, and the way he plays in this tournament, I definitely think that's an option to throw some
Yeah.
money on him for top 10 or even to win as a sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Some other ones I've seen, Keegan Bradley is a lot of people picking him. Um, he's looking to maybe be the player captain for the Ryder Cup team. So he's
Okay.
gotta play a little better to be able to get himself in there, but it's definitely a possibility. He
Yeah.
always he always kind of picks up in big moments as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other sleeper picks you can think of?
Mm, yeah, I was going for Max Homa there. Uh, maybe a Ludwig. I could
Yeah,
see
I don't even know if
maybe
he's.
coming out. It's going to be a 50-50
Yeah,
chance
say
with
I
him.
got. I guess he's not really a sleeper pick, but he is somebody you definitely
Yeah.
got to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think he's still in like the top 10 of betting odds for
Mm-hmm.
it. I was gonna look that up maybe if I could. So we got it's Scotty, Rory, Bryson, Ludwig, Xander, Colin, John Rahm, JT, Brooks, Victor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the top 10 right there. So, Victor Hovland, I don't think he's played as well this year, but he's generally going to usually be there. I'm really wanting John Rahm to pick it up in the major
Yeah.
badly.
That would be fun to see.
He's not played well in the majors, but he's
Mm-hmm.
been playing very well on live.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see him come up here and be a factor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that would be fun to see.
then Brooks also just kind of, he's won 2 or 3 of these PGA championships. Am I right? So
I
he
believe
seems to
so.
play good in this tournament. Um, Definitely think he's somebody to watch for as well.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I was just looking at all the whole rankings
hmm
here for Quail Hollow, and yeah, there's quite a few long par fours. 483, 456. There's a 530-yard par four on number 9. So
holy crap! So they've got him pushed way back. Yeah, that's definitely look for the long bombers here for sure.
hole one's a 505-yard par four.
Wow,
So yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
there is a lot of par fours here. Another 529.
Yeah, what I read was said birdies are going to be your friend here, and let's got a lot of birdies, maybe not a lot of eagles. Because what are the par fives playing at if they're that long?
So the most difficult hole is number 15, par 5, 577 yards.
Yeah, I think there's a
So
like a 289, 290 yard par three somewhere in there as well.
yeah, yeah. The
Um,
top 3 hardest holes are par 5s, and they're 577, 546, and
yeah,
592 yards,
yeah. So
and they're
that's
all scoring average is over
over
four and a
par.
half.
Yeah, so the lucky for birdies,
Yeah,
but dang, that's not normal. Usually, look at these golf tournaments. I think we said on the Masters it was who's going to make eagles on the par
yeah,
fives, and that's kind of
yeah.
what happened.
Hmm.
This one, it's going to be you got to maybe take your medicine and try to get those birdies on the par fours. If the par fives are playing that hard, or just get your birdies on the par fives as well, of course. But may not see too many eagles. Hope to par on the long par threes. What are the par threes playing at?
Let's see here. There was 249 on hole 6, 205 on 13, 184 on 4. So,
I thought there
I
were,
mean, they're
maybe that was at Oakmont that there's a 300-yard par three. Maybe I was looking at the U.S. Open possibly.
oh, okay.
That makes sense because that course rivals the Pete Dye at French Lick with the 300-yard par three like we seen there.
Yeah, yeah,
So that may have been Oakmont, but still, yeah, 249 on a par three. It's a lot.
yeah. They're going what? Some of them are probably doing what, 5 wood, maybe some shorter hitters, 3 wood,
Yeah,
maybe even bringing out. Maybe Scotty will bring out the 7 wood.
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
say that might be a perfect wood hole for a few people.
Yeah. So,
That'll be interesting to see what clubs those guys are using on those
mm,
on that par three, and like even once we get to that, the U.S. Open, I'll be real interested to see what they use on the 290. There
yeah.
will be some people using driver there, for sure.
I think the biggest problem seeing this list of holes here is going to be the par fours,
Yeah,
100%. They're super long for
yeah,
for par fours. Like it's wild.
yeah.
They're
It's
majority of them are over 400.
it's gonna play pretty tough.
Yeah.
I was looking. There were some of these past winners weren't super great scores in the past at this course.
Mm-hmm.
Then some of them are good. 2016, 9 under 1. 2017, 8 under 1. 18, 2021 when Rory won it, 10 under. And then there's been some where they were, last two, there have been 19 under and 17 under. So we're not going to see that.
Yeah.
We may
So we
see.
might be close to par then. So
If I was guessing the winning score, I'm going to guess 8 under.
8. I'm gonna go. Hmm. I'm gonna go 6.
6.
Let's-
I
Yeah.
think some of these players are good enough that it's still going to be under par. Now,
Yeah.
when
I think.
we get to that U.S. Open next month, we're going to see some different scores. But
Mhm.
by the way, the YouTubers, which I know they're YouTubers, but they played it tough for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm guessing 8. You're saying 6 under, so not a huge score going to be up there. It's going to be people that can take their medicine, get their pars, and attack whenever you get the chance. And there may be like only in your whole tournament 4 days, there may be only like 10 holes that you can attack
Yeah.
to get some birdies. But I'm ready to watch this tournament, big time for
Mhm.
sure. Excited, always excited to watch a major. And I think that's probably done for the day. We're gonna have a quick episode to preview it. Tournament starts tomorrow. Let us know if you place any bets. Join our Discord up top. We have a betting channel there. Put your bets if you place any on the tournament. We want to see them. We want to see what people come up with and stuff like that. And congratulate you if you win and root you on too. So make sure to do that. Make sure to follow us on all the other socials. And we're going to probably have a recap next week. It might be in another episode, may not be its own separate thing. We haven't decided that yet, but we'll definitely have a recap of the tournament. 'Cause I know you and me will be watching, and Rogers tends to like to watch the majors as well. We're trying to maybe get Woody to at least watch Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's been this episode. We appreciate you guys. I don't have Woody.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I don't have Woody to say this, so I'll be him. Stay classy, Southern Illinois and America. Peace.